Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
Patro, you are audible.
Okay. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to greet our respected speaker, Dr. Anuj Kishore Budhakar, my dear colleagues, our HOD, Dr. Shashank Sekhar Hota, and my lovable participants. My name is Shatrughat Patra, working as an assistant professor in System Technical Institute. It's based on in transport system. Yes, intelligent road transport system. We are very fortunate to have Dr. Anuj sir as our today's speaker, and I'm sure enough that with his immense knowledge, skill, and experience to cap our interest in this field, he will demonstrate his work in the form of screen. Now, without further ado, quickly invite respected to give a welcome speech.
Good afternoon to everybody, all dear participants, and most specifically, I do welcome our honorable speakers for today, Dr. Anuj Kumar Budkar, who will spend his time in sharing his rich experiences with the participant as well as our faculty members. Of course, we are quite glad to have him along with us because this is a subject of quite great relevance and importance. because these are the days where when the pollution level is increasing to the extent which is affecting human health to a great extent. So today's topic is quite relevant from that point of view, as well as from the point of view of saving our time and to save, make the roads accident free. These kind of studies and these kind of research works are quite relevant. As we are of smart and we are having a lot of techniques with regard to information communication and immediate monitoring of the situation with proper kind of command and control, I feel Professor Anuj Kumar Budkar can throw his intellectual insight into this topic and will enrich our knowledge with his great experiences and his research works. So I thank you all participants, the organizing committee, specifically the technical advisor, Satyabrata, convener, Vimalan Mandal, as well as our Panja. So I wish you all to have a nice session today as well as tomorrow. Thank you all.
So, thank you HOD sir for your wonderful speech, and hello everyone and welcome to today's session. My name is Suresh Prakash Drawbacks. I am working as a professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, Haldia Institute of Technology. Now, I would like to introduce today's presenter, Honorable Dr. Anuj Budkar. Dr. Anuj Budkar works as an assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, IIEST Shibpur. His specialization is in the field of transportation engineering. He has over 5 years of teaching experience in the field of traffic and transportation engineering. He completed his BTech from VGTI, which is affiliated to Mumbai University, and MTech and PhD from IIT Guwahati. Thereafter, he has teaching experience in IIT Bombay and IIEST Shibpur. He is open to research in the field of traffic flow theory, geometric design of highways, intelligent transportation system, and naturalistic driving behavior. He behaves in diversifying research and expanding expertise in various domains within the specialization. Transportation engineering is a vast domain. It is almost impossible to solve modern transportation problems without input from electronics and telecommunications, image processing, programming, psychology, etc. Therefore, he is keen to work projects with like-minded collaborators, scholars, and MTech students. His ongoing research is pertaining to driver's curve perception, effect of bad visibility on traffic, study of driving behavior on merging road sections, air and ferry transport reliability, pedestrian movement in crowded areas, etc. Apart, a recorded version of this webinar will be available in the YouTube, and link has already
there is some problem in my system mic, so I am joining. My audio will be from one ID and my presentation and video will be from another ID.
Okay.
So I hope that will be fine.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
And actually, it is very heartening to see such a large audience present here, which is very rare to see. I think it is houseful now. Okay, and
Yes.
I thank the HIT team. There is some mic problem, I think. Yeah. So I thank the HIT team, the Department of Civil Engineering, Honorable Head Sir, as well as like the faculty members, Suraj Prakash Sir, as well as Vimalendu Mandal Sir and others, to invite me to speak and give me some opportunity to speak with HIT Haldia Institute of Technology, the audience there. I had visited this institute, I think in December 2020, and it was like almost empty. There were no students at that time. There were only faculty members. Just students were starting to come. They were doing their experiment. So I did not get an opportunity to interact with the students personally like that. But anyway, there are a couple of students whom I have like interacted. So it is a wonderful institute. Department is also wonderful. I like that, especially that shape is like kind of round shape is there when you are entering the institute in interior. So that is like like HIT. One good thing is that there is a statue of Einstein, if I am correct, and perhaps this is the first time that I am seeing the statue of Einstein, and it is like very heartening to see that. Definitely, it will invigor the minds of students there to learn something new. Okay, so today's talk is about, basically it's about the sustainable transportation, and there are like two speakers here. One of them is myself and another is my colleague in IIT Guwahati. So I hope screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is this webinar. It's wonderfully organized. Like it's nice to have collaboration with institutes nearby us. Haldia is not very far. I think 100 km away from IIT Shimpu. So towards sustainable and intelligent transportation, this topic of presentation is there. I will be focusing more upon the traffic engineering part. Oh, and thank you that you have given a wonderful introduction. Perhaps is like first time that somebody is introducing me. It was like kind of flattering that I am doing so many things. Okay, anyway, so there is this towards sustainable and intelligent transportation, this topic that I am presenting today. I will be focusing more on the traffic engineering and planning part, whereas the pavement part may be spoken by the other speaker who is scheduled to speak tomorrow. Okay, so the topic name towards sustainable. So two main words that we have to think about in this. One is sustainable and another is intelligent. So what exactly it is about? I mean, what is a sustainable transportation and what is an intelligent transportation? So sustainable in the sense like say, suppose you have built a wonderful, maybe a palace, which is made up of maybe, or the best example is that there is a Durga Puja Pandal and there was an Eiffel Tower which was erected, right, few about this October. So this Eiffel Tower was indeed, it is a marvelous job that it was erected within 10 days. But it is not sustainable. It won't last there for long. It is built to just attract temporary crowd, and there is some temporary attraction and temporary arrangements which are in place. So this kind of structure is not sustainable. Definitely, if there is heavy rainfall or if there is something, then that structure is going to topple definitely. So these things are not sustainable, means they are not going to last throughout without having, and they are without having much impact on the environment. So what is this sustainable? It's like low impact on the environment and we will be able to coexist with the environment. So Gandhiji had said about few maybe 85 years ago, he had his ashram in Wardha, and there Wardha in Maharashtra, and there like he tried to make self-sustenance of villages. That was one of his key priorities, and that is still being followed since a long time. So it is definitely a global world, no problem about it, but we have to be self-sustainable, means like we cannot totally depend upon others. Some or the other way, there has to be some solution nearby ourselves, like our community also, to our problems. So what Gandhiji said is that within 50 kilometer radius of our where we are staying, we will get some or the other solution. So we have to build a community which will fulfill Gandhiji's desire. Means, say we need not travel that far. Say suppose if somebody from Haldia has to have some cancer treatment, so for that purpose, they will have to travel to Kolkata, which is about like 100 kilometers away, or maybe to Midnapur or some place. So it is not sustainable enough that such a large amount of people are traveling regularly. If you know Northeast India, a lot of people are traveling to Chennai, and those people. Or in my presentation, I am giving numerous examples, so that it might be a little bit easy to understand. So it's not sustainable. There are not much hospitals. There is not much infrastructure in Northeast region. So that's why they have to depend upon Delhi or Chennai or these people in these places. So there is lot of migration. There is lot of stress on the transportation modes. There is one train, Kaziranga Express, 12510 or something. So that train runs from Guwahati to Bangalore, and it is always full packed of people who are going to treatment in Chennai. And that's the surprising part, that there is not much facility in Northeast region, even in large cities like Guwahati. So definitely there needs to be sustainable transportation. When we talk about transportation, it's not just only building the roads and those things, but we need the overall community. It's a like holistic. Okay, there is a word holistic approach. So we need to think from a holistic perspective right from the planning stages. Okay, there are a lot of planned cities, but they are not sustainable cities. Like say for example Chandigarh, it's a very nicely planned city, but it has to depend upon water maybe in from Bhakra Nangal and from like Himachal, those rivers from Himachal. So it is not sustainable enough. It has to depend upon like even waste management and like that. So it's not that much sustainable. So it's a holistic thing, not just about like transportation. So this is about sustainable, means it has to last long without having much impact. Okay, and then once we talk about intelligent, there comes the innovation. Matlab, the things which are going on since manually since a long time, we have to make some kind of innovation. Okay, so isme like you know these things, Three Idiots, you already know this, you have watched this movie. There like the teacher asked that what is a machine, and you know the definition of machine, that something which some task which is done repeatedly again and again. Instead of employing humans, we have to employ machines to do repeated tasks. Why not humans? Because humans are humans. They have some limitations. Like say for example, if I feed you rasgulla, okay, so you will eat rasgulla for one day very nicely. Okay, then maybe second day also you will like, third day also you will like. If I will continuously give you rasgulla for maybe 1 month, and I will say that aaj khana nahi khana hai, sirf rasgulla khana hai. Okay, then maybe there is some toleration limit, right? You can tolerate for maybe 1 week or something like that. After that, you cannot tolerate. So you cannot work like a machine. If suppose I tell you to write an assignment of 1 page, you will write quickly within 5 minutes. If I tell you to write the same assignment again, then also fine, okay, chalo, majburi hai, kya kar sakte, you will write. Maybe after maybe another, like say, if I tell you to write that 10 times, still somehow exhausted, you will get exhausted and you will write. If I tell you to write for the 100th time, then you will kill me. Okay, so that's why there is a limit on human, there is human limitations. We cannot do tasks like a machine. Human cannot be a machine. That's why we fail. We do make mistakes because we try to be machines, but we cannot be as accurate as machines. So that's why comes the role of innovation and like how to involve some modernization in transportation so that our comfort, I mean, we can help to mobilize traffic in a better manner. So mobilize traffic in a better manner means what? There is like three aims of the transportation engineers. So these three aims are there. I have drawn this diagram. One is safety. Whenever we are traveling, we need to be safe. There should not be any road accident. Okay, one is comfort. There should be like kind of a luxury. We should, like, everybody likes to travel in a from Kolkata to Haldia. Everybody likes to travel in a what we say, luxury bus. Nobody likes to travel in SBSTC bus, which is rattling and making noise. Why? Because people prefer comfort. And of course there is efficiency. Suppose if I tell you that you travel, Toto is the safest mode of transport. Like if Toto, there is an accident in Toto, nobody will die definitely because it is traveling at 30 kilometers per hour. But suppose if I tell that you bring Toto from Kolkata to Haldia, then what will happen? Definitely you will not prefer. It will take at least maybe 6-7 hours to travel, or perhaps even more. So you will not prefer to travel by Toto, even though Toto is the safe mode of transportation. So all these three things, safety, efficiency and comfort, they are contradicting each other. And if we try to improve one of them, then the other two are compromised. Say suppose if you want very safe transport, then what is the best thing? You travel by bullock cart, safest mode of transport. बुलक कार्ट का कभी एक्सीडेंट ही नहीं होगा. एक्सीडेंट हुआ तो भी क्या होगा, ज्यादा से ज्यादा कमर टूट जाएगी. सो इट इज द सेफेस्ट मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट. बट व्हाट विल हैपन? कंफर्ट भी नहीं मिलेगा, स्पीड भी नहीं मिलेगा. सपोज इफ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग बाय सम व्हीकल एट 160 किलोमीटर्स पर आवर, सो एफिशिएंसी स्पीड एकदम जबरदस्त है. ओके, बट से सपोज यू आर ट्रैवलिंग ऑन द सेम कोलकाता टू खड़गपुर हाईवे. So definitely the vehicle has to move here and there very fast. इधर से उधर, ये लेन से वो लेन, फर्स्ट लेन से सेकंड लेन से फोर्थ लेन से थर्ड लेन. So it compromises comfort. ठीक है, बाहर आते आते बच जाएगा तो ये मतलब माथा घूम जाएगा पूरा. So definitely there is a compromise on comfort as well as safety. Okay. We want a very luxurious bus, okay, very luxurious kind of, say maybe if you want to travel like a king, then what will happen? Definitely speed will reduce. Like you cannot travel at 100 kilometers per hour with that much comfort. So all these three things are contradicting each other. इसके अलावा एक और चीज है, उसको बोलते हैं इकोनॉमी. Like if everything is there, but like if you don't have much money, then what to do? Again there is some compromise. If you have less money, means if you are saving on money, then you are compromising on these three things. So they go hand in hand. They are like, if you try to improve one thing, other two things are not improved. So we have to employ technology in order to improve all the three things at once. तो ही आगे जाके कुछ होगा, कुछ भला होगा. There is a vicious cycle of urban transport. It means that the planners are confused that where to break this cycle. See, you know there is a traffic jam. Okay, you know there is a traffic jam. Maybe in Kolkata, maybe in your place, some other city. Okay, due to traffic jam, there are more number of vehicles. More number of vehicles means speed will be reduced because corridor is the same. If you want to improve the speed, what to do? Build more road. 2 लेन का रोड है उसको 4 लेन कर दो, 4 लेन का है उसको 6 लेन कर दो. So what will happen? Roads will be excellent. So people will shift more to private transport. People will think कि अभी तो अच्छा है रोड, अभी तो कार खरीद लेंगे कार, या 2 व्हीलर खरीद लेंगे, लोन में ले लेंगे, EMI में ले लेंगे, जैसे मर्जी है 2 व्हीलर ले लेंगे. Okay, we will be very happy and we will celebrate that we have got a 2 wheeler in our house now, just to commute for 3 kilometers distance. But what happens due to this thing? बस से भी जाने वाले लोग हैं. There are lot of people who travel by bus. The people who have two-wheelers, within next 5 to 10 years, they are going to buy cars. Because family बढ़ जाता है ना, एक का दो, दो का तीन, तीन का चार. So you cannot carry like 3 people, 4 people on a motorcycle. You cannot travel on highways. Okay, that comfort, एक बार comfort आना चालू होता है ना, then this continues. So what will happen? There is a decrease in public transport quality, and it will reduce the speed of the public transport. Okay, so everywhere you don't have rocket buses, SBSTC का rocket buses हर जगह नहीं मिलेगा. Like if you travel by city bus, वो blue and जो rattling that buses which travel at very slow speed, blue and yellow color bus in Kolkata city. So you see how slow they are moving. Why? Because there is traffic jam. So what happens? Public transport becomes deteriorated, less ridership. Like say everybody will say, अभी क्यों जा रहे हो बस से, तुम उबर ही कर लो, तुम टैक्सी ही कर लो, तुम स्कूटर से ही जाओ, ठीक है, तुम कार से जाओ. It will take you 4 hours, it will take you 3 hours. Instead of that, if you take taxi, it will take you 1 hour. So public transport becomes less and less. Quality reduces, and again the same thing. क्वालिटी कम है इसलिए हम लोग मोर कार डिमांड खरीदते. सो जैसे कार बढ़ जाएंगे और कंजेशन हो जाएगा और बनेंगे और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट खराब हो जाएगा और कार की डिमांड बढ़. तो ये साइकिल, ये सिलसिला चलता ही रहेगा. ऑल दिस इज अ विशियस साइकिल. वी हैव टू ब्रेक इट समवेयर. Okay, and I will give you some example later that how Mumbai public transport has broken this vicious cycle. Okay, so there is this sustainable transport. It has these 5 goals. Okay, so one is transporting people, not vehicles. That is our job. We have to transport people. Vehicle transport करके क्या करने वाला है? If there are empty vehicles, if there are 4 vehicles and there are 4 people, instead of that, if those 4 people are sitting in one vehicle, तो बात तो एक ही है ना. So we have to focus more on public transport, non-motorized transport, carpooling, etc. And another thing, इसी के साथ साथ आता है energy efficiency. Means like we have to have better emission standards, BS6 and all these things in practice. Okay, those who are having the 2-wheelers, कितने लोगों ने PUC करा दिया अपने 2-wheeler का? किसी ने भी नहीं किया होगा. Even though it is mandatory. क्यों पैसा खर्चा करना है सोच रहे? But it is compulsory. Why? Because your vehicle is contributing to pollution, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, then we can also.
Sir, I do, sir.
Okay, ठीक है, good then. That is fine. Yeah, so we should also like ensure that there is a like maybe if say 2 of you are traveling from your place to same, I mean office is same, workplace is also same, and both of you are having vehicle. So instead of both of you going to going on separate vehicle, because nowadays this privacy matters a lot. ठीक है, तो उसके साथ मैं जाऊंगा, that attitude आता है ना, थोड़ा घमंड आ जाता है ना, थोड़ा गाड़ी है हमारे पास, तो why should we travel, why should we go with other person even though he or she is my friend? I will travel alone. क्या प्रॉब्लम है, उसको उसका गाड़ी है, उसकी मर्जी, जब चलाएंगे जब चलाएंगे. So that attitude is causing more and more, it contributes to vehicle pollution also, and at the same time it contributes to the congestion also. So if everybody is thinking in that manner, so what happens is that every now and then you are having traffic jams everywhere. So there the concept comes of ride sharing, car sharing, mass transit, etc. इसके बारे में we'll speak about it. Then comes resourceful utilization, where it happens that now we cannot build too much highways. So we have to limit our travel. Like say this is more towards the like government side policy, but like if you people have this demand, if you people make this demand within yourselves, you may start. Like say for example during this pandemic time, there was staggering, like ये market खुला, ये market सैटरडे बंद होगा, वो मार्केट फ्राइडे को बंद होगा, वो मार्केट थर्सडे को बंद होगा, etc. So it was not causing that much strain on the police force there. Okay, but apart from that, there is odd even rule. Delhi, you know, they are trying to implement it. So apart from that, there are other things. Means space is limited, roads are limited, but vehicles we can accommodate more number of vehicles. So there is that is called as resourceful utilization. Okay, like midnight 12 o'clock the roads are empty, but 6 p.m. or maybe 9 a.m. the roads are having congestion. So why not stagger our duty hours so that there will be less strain on the roads. वो है. Then comes safety and equity for all and efficient controlling and network level. Then like this is not just one road but overall throughout the network. ये सब आता है. So we come towards the mass transportation. So above I have just written the goals, 5 goals which are there. These 5 goals I have just written here, and our slides will be as per these goals only. So transporting people and not vehicles, usme the first thing comes about mass transportation, means we have to transport a lot of people together from one region to another region. So there comes the role of public transport. Mass transit means more number of capacity of the vehicle is large, and there is something called as rapid transit. It means it is traveling at a faster speed than relatively, say maybe if it is traveling at about 50 kilometers per hour, we call it as rapid transit. Like say so there is a galloping local from Haldia to Bardhaman, that is a rapid transit. Okay, there is this, I think I forgot the name of that passenger from Haldia to Rampurhat, and it goes via Sivri. Mayurakshi fast passenger. So that is a rapid transit mode of, that is a rapid transit, because that is a mass transit as well as rapid transit both. So we call it as mass rapid transit. Okay, this is there, and then there are other things such as BRT, dedicated lanes. This way I will come. So public transport, whenever you are planning, you cannot just plan कि चलो ठीक है इधर बहुत लोग हैं उधर बहुत लोग हैं चलो एक बस चालू कर देते हैं फिर देखते हैं क्या होगा. ठीक है, you cannot just हवा में नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है, here everything happens just by people's demand, political demand, and मतलब that is not the right way. We have to plan. There are some models, there are some traffic planning models. On the basis of that, we can start some public transport, efficient public transport system, and that was done by recently by Mumbai BEST. Okay, I will come towards that a little bit later. Okay, and because you have to even manage the fleet as well as crew. Like say for example, from my institute, Bee Garden, Botanic Garden, there is a bus which goes to Barasat. And it takes 3 hours. पूरा घूम के जाते हैं. It's like Kolkata Darshan. From here it will go to, first it will go to Ruby via Gariahat. Then from Ruby it will go to New Town, all Alia University, पूरा घूम के. Then it will go to airport. Then it will go to Barasat. So it takes 3 hours. And you cannot imagine that so many buses are running, so many Bee Garden buses are running. I think the route, city bus का route 55 किलोमीटर है. Can you imagine that? ऐसा कोई है सिटी दुनिया में कि 55 किलोमीटर का रूट है सिटी बस में? So that is a very inefficient route actually. Of course, we can break that route. That say for example, one route is from Bee Garden to Ruby, another route is from Ruby to Barasat. What is the problem to do that? So this is where like the role of BST had come. When the mass rapid transit, they had introduced, they had changed a lot of routes very recently. And next is like what they did is that fares should be low, because they saw that people are not by buses. मतलब चाहे loss हो profit हो उससे मतलब नहीं है. We will flash down the fares. We will see what will happen. ठीक है. Now Mumbai's bus transport is the cheapest in India. You cannot believe that. Mumbai is very costly city, but its bus transport is now the cheapest. Okay, इतना cheap है. कोलकाता में minimum I think it is 8 rupees, right? Their minimum is 5 rupees for AC bus. Oh sorry, 5 rupees for normal bus, 6 rupees for AC bus. In 6 rupees you can travel up to 5 kilometers by air conditioned bus. in Mumbai. Okay, and so the ride is of say 20 kilometer, then by AC bus it takes 30 rupees and by non-AC bus it takes 20 rupees. So it is that cheap. 1 rupees per kilometer कर दिया है. इतना तो स्टेट ट्रांसपोर्ट का भी नहीं इतना सस्ता. So they said, let us see what जो होगा सो होगा. That is the first thing that they have done. Second thing that they did is they curtailed the routes. जरूरत क्या है? Say suppose there is a bus which is going from Kolkata to Digha via Haldia, ऐसे कुछ तो घूम फिर के जाने वाला suppose bus होगा. Then they broke that into two routes. Like say one will go from Kolkata to Nankumar, there is another short bus which will go from Nankumar to Haldia, another bus will go from Nankumar to Digha. ऐसे कुछ कर दिया. So and they purchased lot of Force tempo traveler, Force company का जो tempo traveler चलता है, they purchased lot of these buses. ठीक है? So and all of them are air conditioned. छोटा-छोटा trip के लिए वो purchase करते हैं. So they curtailed a lot of routes and direct route नहीं है तो कोई problem नहीं है. You can get down and you can wait for another route. So what happened is that they were able to track the buses and they were able to operate the buses with better efficiency. तो वो करना चाहिए. And third and the most important thing that they have done is they have allowed, we are able to see which bus is coming near you. So what to do? You need not stop at the bus stop without like hopelessly खड़े नहीं रह पाएंगे. You will not just stand hopelessly कि पता नहीं 4 बजे की बस है अभी आएगी कि नहीं आएगी पता नहीं देखते हैं. You will stand for half an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes फिर भी नहीं आ रहे. So that you will not do. Instead of that, you will see the app. Chalo app is there. I think it works little bit here also in Kolkata. But there all the buses of Mumbai is covered. And from that Chalo app, you can see that where your bus is there. Like which bus is nearby you and when is the next bus coming, in how much time. So what you will do, you will sit in your home, आराम से AC में बैठो, जब आएगी तब आएगी, आराम से मूवी वगैरह देखो, फिर पता चलेगा 2 मिनट बाकी है, then you go down and then you board the bus. And then once you get down, then also another you will see which bus is coming behind, so that you will accordingly you will change your mode of transport. So due to this, earlier I was very reluctant to travel by buses. Now in February when I visited Mumbai, बहुत frequently मैं bus से travel किया हूँ. Because every time I used to see in the app, अरे चलो 506 bus आ रही है, पीछे ही आ रही है, चलो उतर जाता हूँ. So then I used to get down, then I used to see that 506 bus is coming, then I used to board that bus. Then again I used to go further for maybe 10-15 kilometers, then I used to get down. So it became easy for me to travel. आसान है, कुछ नहीं है, बस में एकदम चीप है. 30 रुपीज के जगह सपोज इफ यू ट्रैवल बाय टैक्सी इट विल कॉस्ट यू 700 रुपीज. सो कहाँ 700 रुपीज और कहाँ 30 रुपीज ना. So there comes the difference of the mass transportation. So now Mumbai's roads are relatively less congested. ये we have to see the impact yet. We have not yet seen. देखते हैं. ठीक है. So there are other things. Feedback is important. उसके ऊपर वो we'll come to know about it. Because there needs to be people's perspective also. We cannot just like begin कि चलो यहाँ से वहाँ कुछ बस चालू कर देंगे देखते हैं या बंद कर देंगे अचानक से कोई बस. लाइक रेलवे वाले करते हैं ना आजकल, कोई स्पेशल चला रहे हैं अचानक से बंद कर रहे हैं, अचानक से कोई हॉल्ट हटा दे रहे हैं. Some halt they are removing some here and there. Okay, some passenger they are converting into express. So these things without any user feedback. So now user feedback is also important. There it plays a lot of role. ठीक है. Then there are other things related to pedestrians. ये बाद में देखते हैं. So there is this BRT. Many cities. Pune is the first city to start this BRT system. Means there is dedicated lane only for bus. ये लेन में सिर्फ बस जाएगी, बाकी गाड़ी नहीं जाएगी. बाकी सब गाड़ी यहाँ पे जाके तुम लोग ट्रैफिक जो करना है कर लो. यहाँ पे सिर्फ बस जाना है. So what happened? Bus will travel at 10 to 15 kilometers per hour faster than other modes of transport, and people will travel by buses. And at the same time, these bus stops है ना, this is a bus stop. This is not a like railway station or something. Bus stop को एकदम चकाचक करके एकदम all the like transport passenger information is provided, like when is the next bus coming, what is the route number, announcement bhi hota hai, bus number so and so is going toward this side, it is having the road number so and it is coming in 1 minute, it is coming on bay number 1. If you see, there are two platforms over here, so one bus will stand here, another bus will stand in the next one. So this announcement is done. टिकट अंदर ही ले लेते हैं, अंदर बस का कंडक्टर नहीं होता है, सो दे सेव अ लॉट ऑन द क्रू ऑल्सो. यहाँ पे सिर्फ ड्राइवर चलता है, कंडक्टर लेस सिस्टम है, कंडक्टर इधर रहता है बस स्टॉप में. सो हियर लाइक व्हाट हैपेंस, देयर आर 4-5 पीपल आएगा डेस्टिनेशन हावड़ा 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 हावड़ा, एक टिकट काटेगा, एक वो ड्राइवर चलाएगा, देयर आर मेनी पीपल, सो अननेसेसरली बियर्स लॉट ऑफ कॉस्ट. So that you have to now think, and you people, if you are involved somewhere, if you get involved in say transport department or these things, you may think of these corridors. Maybe demonstration you can think some wider roads, new town mein 2-3 roads like from Ba to this side, the every signal can be observed. कहाँ ट्रैफिक जाम है ना, सब दिखाई दे देगा. You will be able to see that where the how cars are moving, whether it is getting stuck or not. ये especially कहाँ फायदेमंद, जो कार्निवल ठीक है उसमें टाइम there CCTV camera जो give data.
Hello, sir, you are not audible and your voice is breaking, sir. Sir, I think you have muted your mic, sir. Sir, you have muted your mic, sir.
Audible? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you are audible, sir.
Okay. No, I had a phone call, so my internet went off. Okay. Anyway, so we are here at our BRT system. So this is called as BRT system, Bus Rapid Transit System. BRT बोलते हैं. Lot of cities. Pune is the first one. उसके बाद we have in Bhopal, we have in Delhi, we have in Ahmedabad, we have in Surat, we have in Indore, then we have in Amritsar, we have in Ludhiana. बाकी और कहाँ, शायद भुवनेश्वर में करने वाले थे, पता नहीं क्या हो गया. So these all are the BRT systems in India. And first BRT system was started in Bogota, Colombia, in the year 1993. And there the mayor of that Bogota city, it is the capital of the Colombia country. The mayor said that it is a sustainable means of transportation if the poor people are traveling by cars, but if the rich people are traveling by buses. तभी बोल सकते हैं कि your system is successful. If you are having money but still you are traveling by bus, because it is much more convenient to travel by bus, then you have to say that your public transport is successful. ठीक है, यही चीज है, ये हमेशा ध्यान में रखना. If you are into planning, कहीं जाओगे बाद में फ्यूचर में कहीं, if you are employed in maybe transport department or housing department somewhere, then you remember this statement and you have to work towards it. कंप्लेन नहीं करना है, ये कोई भी कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है तो मैं भी कुछ क्यों करूँ. So anyway, there is this traffic management centers. there are I had an opportunity to visit such a traffic management center in Bengaluru in the year 2014, and at that time there were 93 intersections which simultaneously they were able to display this, and through various mapping systems they are able to map and locate where the traffic jam is present. So this traffic management centers are they help to monitor the traffic in a better manner. So it is a central mass control unit where it will coordinate with the traffic police जो on ground situation बताएगा. There are some probe vehicles, मतलब कोई 1 or 2 vehicles which will go with the traffic and see if there is jam or not. It will also coordinate with the network service provider like Jio, Airtel वगैरह to update SMS भेजते हैं फिर. Then it also controls with the say bus operator, SBST, operation रहता है. Then there is this thing with the emergency management team like ambulance, fire brigade, etc., and the traffic operators and construction management, etc. So with everything there is this hub. It is a hub which controls everything. Then there are other things, advanced traffic management system, etc. IoT बोल के the Internet of Things. So normal internet, you know, you can connect to your friends, your mobile to another mobile, another mobile to another mobile, another mobile to another. But this Internet of Things means there is a signal, there is one thing, signal, it is connected to another signal, it is connected to building, it is connected to cycle, it is connected to some truck, it is connected to some, like there is an entire means like communication which is enabled by this Internet of Things. So this Internet of Things, IoT बोलते हैं उसको. I capital, O small or T capital. So this IoT is in place which will help to monitor the system. Actually in this ITS, Intelligent Transportation System, the way you are perceiving the response, say for example, you will first see that there is some vehicle ahead of you. So there is a perception. Then there is an emotion there. From your eyes, the nerve system, it will transmit that to the brain. Then in the brain there is some memory stored that हाँ ये कार रहती है, हम लोगों को ब्रेक दबाएगा. That is the volition, and then there is the that is the emotion, and then from the emotion, then the response gets transmitted towards your hand or towards your legs. That you have to now press the brake. That is volition. So same way the same sequence is followed even in ITS. सबसे पहले कैमरा वगैरह रहता है, CCTV कैमरा, वहां से we get the response, we get to know the situation. Then it is transmitted via GPS, either GPS or radio waves or normal wired connection से transmit हो जाता है TMC में. TMC is like a brain. Without TMC नहीं होगा तो कुछ. TMC is not party, तृणमूल कांग्रेस नहीं है, ट्रैफिक मैनेजमेंट सेंटर है. So it is transmitted to the TMC, and then like from there it will they will respond, like they will make some decisions there itself on the spot, and they will transmit the decision to all these teams, and there is the reaction. Say maybe signal, किसी signal red signal ज़्यादा कर दिया या किसी का green signal कम ज़्यादा कर लिया. So those things take place on the field, on the ground. So this entire thing is a Internet of Things on a large scale, on a city level network. It is called as ATMS, Advanced Traffic Management System. ठीक है, इसके अलावा बहुत कुछ है, like Traveler Information System. This you know, Google Maps, GPS enabled है. So we come to know that color coded network map. Red मतलब होगा, brown मतलब और क्या होगा, green मतलब थोड़ा चलता है, there is not much traffic. So there is this, if we have that information तो बहुत अच्छा होता है ना. Like suppose if city to another city. So every time you पहले क्या होता था, हर कोई मोहल्ले में रुक जाते थे, ये जाने का रास्ता कहाँ है, फिर वो एक बोलता था लेफ्ट जाओ, एक बोलता था नहीं राइट जाके लेफ्ट जाओ. Then you used to go ahead. देन यू यूज्ड टू से फिर से पूछ लेते, फिर वो बोलते थे कुछ लाइक मे बी आगे मिठाई का दुकान है, वहां से लेफ्ट ले लो, वहां से राइट ले लो, यहाँ अच्छा मिलेगा, वहां अच्छा मिलेगा। तो टाइम जाता था ना। अभी क्या गूगल मैप है सामने लगा, अपने कार में या अपने बाइक में भी लगाना होगा, देयर कम तो एक आता है कुछ बेल जैसा आता है, यू कैन अटैच इट, यू कैन स्टार्ट द गूगल नेविगेशन, प्रेस ऑन द स्टार्ट बटन एंड गूगल द लेडी विल टेल यू हाउ टू गो, टेक लेफ्ट टेक राइट जो भी है। सो द सिस्टम इज देयर, इट इज एन एडवांस ट्रैवलर इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम, सो यू नीड नॉट स्टॉप, यू नीड नॉट सर्च। ठीक है, देन कम्स द व्हीकल कंट्रोल सिस्टम is like where we have to also see automatically how the damage is stopped by means of technology. So there is some like maybe you are not able to see, you are a human being, थोड़ा टाइम तो जाता है रिएक्शन टाइम टू रिएक्ट कि हाँ अभी ब्रेक दबाना चाहिए, और ब्रेक दबाने तक इट टेक्स अबाउट 1 to 2 seconds एंड देयर आफ्टर लाइक यू उस तब तक क्या हो जाएगा, तब तक ऑलरेडी क्रैश हो भी सकता है। Instead of that, there is this collision warning system, automatic braking system. You have videos or something like that. Google has made the automatic driving cars, etc. So whether or not it is successful or not, it's still under practice. Actually, I will tell you a small story. There is a lift operators बोल के होता था पहले, मतलब कि in your buildings, if you want to travel by a lift, then there used to be a operator जो हर एक लिफ्ट के अंदर रहता था टिल रिसेंटली, टिल 2005-2006 तक की बात। देयर यूज्ड टू बी अ लिफ्ट ऑपरेटर, उसका काम क्या था, वो सिर्फ तुम बोलोगे कि तुमको कौन से फ्लोर में जाना है और वो बटन दबाएगा। ठीक है, देन लेटर ऑन धीरे धीरे पता चला कि लिफ्ट ऑपरेटर का जरूरत क्या है, कोई जरूरत नहीं। सेम वे इट कम्स नाउ टू द ड्राइविंग, व्हाट इज द नीड ऑफ अ ड्राइवर, रिपीटेडली वही कर रहा है ना जो 3 इडियट्स में बताया, रिपीटेडली इज वर्किंग लाइक अ मशीन ओनली। गाड़ी आया तो ब्रेक दबाओ, नहीं आया तो चलाओ, नहीं फास्ट चलाना है तो लेफ्ट ले लो, राइट ले लो, जो भी है मैकेनिकल चीज है तो कर रहा है ना। सो डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस। सो उसके लिए मशीनरी वी ट्राई टू हैव सम like this kind of some sophisticated systems so that people will not make mistake. ठीक है, देन सेकेंड गोल कम्स एनर्जी एफिशिएंसी, दैट देयर इज अ कार पुलिंग, कार शेयरिंग, राइड शेयरिंग एक्सेट्रा। ठीक है, सो कार पुलिंग मीन्स एज आई टोल्ड कि दो लोग अलग अलग गाड़ी के जाने के अलावा दो लोग एक ही गाड़ी हो। ठीक है, सो दैट इज देयर। देन अनदर कम्स साइकिल रेंटल स्कीम, देयर आर दिस काइंड ऑफ साइकिल, देयर इज अ स्मार्ट कार्ड, यू विल पुट हियर द स्मार्ट कार्ड, तुम्हारे टोकन से मे भी 10 रुपया कट हो जाएगा, ये साइकिल लेके जाओ जहां पे भी चलाना है चला लो, एंड देन यू कीप समवेयर इन नियरेस्ट सच अ डॉग,
Hello. Sir, you are again not audible, sir. Sir, you are not audible, sir. Sir, you are not audible for a very long time, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience. We are looking. Sir, you have muted your mic, sir. Sir, you have muted your mic, sir. Sir, you are not audible, sir. You have muted your mic, sir. Sir, please unmute yourself.
हाँ, since when I am not audible? यहाँ तक था, सिंगापुर तक था. Was I audible till here?
No, sir. इसके ही
Hello?
आगे.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, no, actually, what I am saying is that regarding suppose like if that market में जो जा रहे हो
सर बाईसाइकिल वाला स्लाइड लास्ट था सर। सर बाईसाइकिल का स्लाइड लास्ट था सर।
अच्छा, ये वाला, अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, ओके, ठीक है ठीक है। हाँ, तो इसमें ही आ जाते हैं ट्रांसपोर्ट डिमांड मैनेजमेंट। लाइक से सपोज our overall aim is to we have limited resources and we want to spread out the resources, so we want to spread the people's मतलब जो लोग आ रहे, we want to ensure that all people will not come at one time. That is the aim of this transport demand management. So what we do is that we will like we will tell people to pay if they are causing congestion. Best example is, suppose you are going to some market every day to buy some vegetable or something like that, and suppose if I tell you that most of you are going either in 6 to 8 or evening 5 to 7 or something like that. Okay, if I like take the interview of all these 85 people who are present, we will come to know that most of you are going either morning 6 to 8 or something, or maybe morning 7 to 9, or evening times 5 to 7 or 8 something. Now if I tell you that there is a like if you want to go at that time, you have to pay 10 rupees. ठीक है, so what will you do? Some of you will pay that 10 rupees. 10 रुपए हो या 50 रुपए हो, मैं मेरा टाइमिंग में ही जाऊंगा, because I have more important jobs during that remaining time, so I will go at that time only. Some of you will pay, but some of you will say क्यों 10 रुपए भरना, छोड़ो ना, 1 घंटा बाद में जाते हैं, कौन सा बड़ा तीर मतलब what we say पहाड़ गिरने वाला है. So many of you will say that, say out of 80, 85, 70 people who are present here, maybe 30 of you will say that instead of paying 10 rupees every day, I will buy my vegetables at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or maybe I will buy at say night 9 or after 9 o'clock in the night. So in that way we are reducing the same thing about even on the roads. Suppose say if you want to use Ma flyover in the evening time from say 6 to 8, you have to pay 50 rupees. So definitely many of you will wait till 8 o'clock बजने तक इंतजार करोगे, and then 8:01 you will leave. ठीक है, and many of you will say maybe you will leave at 5:59 or something like that, and some of you will pay. ठीक है, तो क्या कर सकते हैं? So anyway, it will spread out the demand, like it will spread out. So this is one strategy of transport demand management. Then comes about this. In Singapore, it was in place since 1975. Not now. ये अभी का नहीं है. यहाँ पे तो अभी भी हुआ नहीं है. But in Singapore, it is in place since 1970 because it is a very small country, and within that country, it is a like huge number of people and huge number of cars are there. And you have to pay the toll to enter the city, and each and every vehicle has to pay the toll. Like different categories of vehicle, different cost is there depending upon the time. So then comes the like RFID system. You know this very well. It is in place to reduce the toll payment cost. Toll payment time. So it will help that overall timing of toll payment is reduced. At the same time, it is friendly. So this is one utilization that you can do so. Road space rationing, already I have told you about this odd even rule. Okay, there are some drawbacks also. That मैं अभी 2 गाड़ी खरीदूंगा, एक ऑड वाला एक इवन वाला. मेरे पास मुझे रोड में सोचूंगा मैं 2 गाड़ी खरीदूंगा, एक का नंबर प्लेट ऑड रहेगा, एक का नंबर प्लेट इवन रहेगा, एंड आई नो दैट चलो सेकंड हैंड ही ले लेते हैं, कौन सी प्रॉब्लम है उसमें. तो सेकंड हैंड गाड़ी तो वैसे ही पोल्यूशन करती है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ एक फर्स्ट मतलब एक जो न्यू, इंस्टेड ऑफ बाइंग 1 न्यू कार which is not causing any pollution, I am buying 2 second hand cars which are causing more pollution. So प्रदूषण होगा ही, pollution जाएगा. So there is drawback of this course, in Delhi kind of city, power of people that में 2 सेकंड आप कार खरीद सके, उसमें काफी 21 लाख खर्चा हो जाएगा, उतने में छोटा सा घर आ जाएगा दिल्ली में. So it may work in Delhi, we don't know. Then there is this high occupancy lanes where if you are traveling with more than 2 people, then you can travel on this lane. तुमको प्रायोरिटी मिल जाएगी. If you are traveling alone, then you have to travel on the normal roads and you have to have congestion. स्मार्ट ऐड है, छोटा सा ऐड है, बहुत स्मार्ट ऐड है, ठीक है. कंजेशन करोगे तो तुम्हारा नुकसान है. बट व्हाट पीपल डू, इन सिस्टम इज नॉट फुल प्रूफ, ठीक है. दे विल परचेस काइंड ऑफ मैनेक्विन, जो दुकान में रहता है ना, कपड़े के दुकान में वगैरह, दे विल परचेस इट एंड दे विल लाइक कीप इट हियर लाइक दिस. तो वो डिटेक्ट हो जाएगा कि एक आदमी बैठा है. So this is like some ways to fool the system. So foolproof तो नहीं होता है, but still like 5-10% के लिए क्यों छोड़ना है? Why to leave this for like the 2 to 5% mistake? बाकी 95% सक्सेस भी तो देखो उसका. Then there is another goal, that is safety and equity for all. Means like everybody are equally important when you are traveling on the road. तो उसमें आता है वल्नरेबल रोड यूजर्स, जो पेडेस्ट्रियंस है, साइक्लिस्ट है, वगैरह वगैरह. यू आर ट्रैवलिंग इन अ कार को तो आयरन बॉडी है, कुछ नहीं होगा. अगर कोई टक्कर मारेगा तो पहले कार टूट जाएगी, बाद में तुम टूट जाओगे. बट इन केस ऑफ लाइक साइक्लिस्ट, पेडेस्ट्रियन एंड मोटरसाइक्लिस्ट, इट इज नॉट द केस. सो दे दिव्यांगजन है, उसके लिए स्पेशल इंसेंटिव्स एंड स्पेशल केयर हैज टू बी डन, हैज टू बी मेड. And more than 80% kill people are vulnerable road users. ठीक है, ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. गाड़ी के अंदर बैठा हुआ बंदा नहीं मरता है, रोड के ऊपर जो होता है वो मरता है. And you know that just recently Budkar ji had said that 5 lakh road accident एक साल में होता है. In 1 year there are 5 lakh road accident, and in one if you see the number of people who are dying, it comes to 400 people, 400 deaths per डे. एक दिन में 400 डेथ्स हो रहा है. यू कैनॉट इमेजिन ये कितना ज्यादा है. एक बोइंग का जो प्लेन होता है ना, उसका कितना कैपेसिटी होता है? आई गेस इट इज लाइक 280-290 ना, 280-290 होता है एक बोइंग प्लेन. सो दैट यू कैन इमेजिन दैट रोज एक प्लेन क्रैश हो रहा है इंडिया में. यू कैन इमेजिन इन दैट वे, उससे भी ज्यादा लोग मर रहे हैं. ठीक है. सो वी हैव टू हैव safe mode of transportation. So vehicles we can change little bit. Abhi all that standards are coming, double shell, BS3 and all. Okay, so vulnerable road users के लिए there are lot of techniques. ज़्यादा इसमें नहीं जा रहा हूँ डिटेल में. ठीक है. रोड सेफ्टी के लिए there are like camera, number plate system, speed detection, and these things are there. Then there is assistance system. But now here what is the catch? तुम पैसा भरोगे तो तुम सेफ गाड़ी मिलेगा. बट सेफ्टी इज अ बेयर मिनिमम नेसेसिटी फॉर ऑल ना. लाइक सॉल्ट कैसे होता है? सब चाहे अमीर हो गरीब हो उतना ही सॉल्ट लगता है ना उनको. सो सेम वे सेफ्टी इज लाइक नेसेसिटी फॉर एवरीबडी. So like that way, like now some regulation need to come that all the vehicles should have airbags, all the vehicles should have this driver assistance systems, etc. ये सब में आना चाहिए. In my opinion, like technology should be free for everybody. Okay, so there are lot of things. Audio warning systems है, driver drowsiness monitoring है, night vision है, warning है, and warning buzzer automatically brake होता है. So there is the intelligent speed adaptation. Like if they then the car through the speed will come to know what is the place. So blind spot basically the place you cannot. जैसा चला रहे हो बैक में नहीं दिखता है, उसके लिए तुम्हारे देगी मार. So there are blind spot monitoring devices like through cameras, sensors. You are able to see that some vehicle is behind you or that. Then warning is given and then a driver can take the necessary action. Pedestrian traffic signals है. ठीक है. ऑफ कोर्स ऐसा नहीं है लो हार्ट वगैरह, नॉट इन दैट वे, बट लाइक लिटिल बिट वी हैव टू डू समथिंग फॉर द पीपल हु आर क्रॉसिंग द रोड्स. वी शुड एंश्योर दैट दे विल क्रॉस एट द रिक्विजिट प्लेसेस ओनली. जे वॉकिंग नहीं करेंगे. जे वॉकिंग मतलब कहीं पे भी रास्ते में कहीं भी क्रॉस करना है. नॉट लाइक दैट. वी हैव टू डायरेक्ट देम एंड दे विल क्रॉस एट अ पर्टिकुलर प्लेस ओनली. एक साइड में देखा होगा कैसे बनाया हुआ है सिस्टम, बनाया था सिस्टम इन प्लेस, बट नाउ इट्स लाइक नॉट that much functioning. Okay, so extended green signal, then there should be appropriate refugee islands where people will stand for some time. डिवाइडर में क्रॉस करने में बुढ़े आदमी को टाइम लगता है ना, लंबा लाइक रोड ज्यादा चौड़ा होगा, तो डिवाइडर में थोड़ा जगह बनना चाहिए सो दैट पीपल आर एबल टू वेट फॉर सम टाइम. सो छोटी छोटी मगर मोटी बातें हैं. These are very small things, but they are very important. Then once we come to safety, there are this message sign like this, that you drive carefully, there is fog device, or the fog ahead, something like that. Next comes the network level sustainability, means like I was just discussing about that cancer hospital little bit before. So if you just see any map of say maybe flat, ekdam flat region, no like nothing, ideal civilization, say here I have just attached a snapshot of Punjab. Okay, and there if you see one dot is one village, so it looks like a galaxy, and there are some clusters in between, like say as I said cancer hospital हर एक गांव में तो करना जरूरी नहीं है ना. So then we make some hubs, like maybe एक district headquarter में एक cancer hospital हो, या maybe एक in one state there will be 5 or 6 trauma care centers, something like that. So then that cities start becoming bigger and bigger. So then we have to arrange the entire network in that manner, that we have to build the highways which are connecting these cities in a little bit better manner. ऐसे नहीं कि यहाँ पे एकदम village level road चलेगा. So this is how we have to ensure the network level sustainability. So इसमें आता है mobility versus access का बात है. Like when we are talking about like say expressways and all, where there is an unrestricted access, but at the same time मतलब you cannot like enter the expressway from anywhere. Like for example, if you have traveled from this side from Kona to your this Haldia side, then as you are going, if you want to go towards Alampur or if you want to go towards Dhulagarh, then you have to get down on the flyover, then you have to travel for 1-2 kilometers and then you have to turn left side. So access is less, but speed उसके वजह से ज्यादा हो रहा है ना. In the expressways, speed उसके वजह से ज्यादा हो रहा है. Access is like very less, but speed is more. This is the on x-axis there is speed ज्यादा है तो access कम है. But on y-axis there is the, if you want to have more and more access, जैसे कि in your para, in your locality, there is this by lane. So by lane is having the unrestricted access, but it is having very less amount of speed. You cannot travel at 50-60 kilometers per hour in the by lane. So there is this, when you are developing this network level, you have to decide and you have to build the roads in that manner for that particular speed levels. ये होता है network level में आता है. Then comes like smart cities, where many things are involved, like not just like smart मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि बोलने के लिए smart है, should be happy and vibrant also. ऐसे नहीं कि मतलब always complaining kind of कुछ नहीं हो, कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, कुछ नहीं, एटीट्यूड से सब लोग जीते हैं, ठीक है. We did and all that. Smart inclusive. Suppose some African people person comes to your institute, so ऐसे जाके देखना नहीं उसको कि कौन है, क्या है, कैसा है. वो भी इंसानी है, वो भी तुम्हारे जैसे हंसेगा, रोएगा, वो भी बस से ट्रैवल करेगा, वो भी कार चाहिए तो he is also similar to you. So there should be, you should be inclusive, you should be collective. सब एक साथ बैठ के there should be decision. Okay, there should be smart economy, like people should encourage entrepreneurship. हो ही रहा है अभी तो, innovation as well as productivity. ठीक है. Then it involves smart environment, which has the like say green building and all the concepts where like minimum like you have to use the water, solar वगैरह है, like alternative energy sources are there. All these things are there in the smart cities. And definitely smart governance, मतलब सब कुछ अभी digital हो ही गया है, transparency आ रहा है. So smart cities is like everything. It's not just like only building better roads. So it is a huge task to make a smart city. So this government has started something. Of course it is not sufficient, but कुछ तो चालू करना है. कुछ नहीं है उससे अच्छा कुछ तो बेटर है ना. So we should appreciate that, and like we should also be in the process of this developing these smart cities, and not just smart cities, like entire, you can say, communities, not just cities. Maybe ट्रैफिक सिर्फ सिटी में नहीं होता है, डालकोला का बाईपास में भी ट्रैफिक होता है, वो तो विलेज है ना. सो वी हैव टू चेक द ग्रोथ ऑफ सिटीज. ये बहुत सारा चीजें हैं, खत्म ही नहीं होगा, ये तो बोलते जाएंगे खत्म ही नहीं होगा. So at least like you know that what you can do on the roads now. Okay, so some planning is required. This is now at a government level. This will like तुम लोगों के सोच, like there like it is like out of topic things now. These things like there are like automated highway systems etc. दिल्ली मुंबई कॉरिडोर जो है वो ऑटोमेटेड हाईवे सिस्टम बन रहा है, ऑटोमेटेड व्हीकल बन रहा है. So for efficient transportation we require all the stakeholders participation. ये नहीं कि बस हवा में बना दिया, कुछ नहीं चलेगा. From individual level to network city level, all kinds of sustainability is involved. Transportation cannot be avoided for an economy. ठीक है, घर में बैठ के तो सब मिलेगा नहीं ना, मिलेगा तो भी जो आएगा वो तो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन ही करके आएगा ना, उड़ के तो नहीं आएगा ना सामान. However, it can be smartly and efficiently used. ठीक है. Apart from that, the next speak will be regarding the sustainable pavements. I will not tell more about it. ठीक है, so यही है overall things about the sustainable and intelligent transportation system. So I think I will stop here. Otherwise, ये चलता ही रहेगा. ठीक है, so if any questions is there, you please let me know. ठीक है, thank you for your kind attention and sorry for the technical disruption.
It's fine, sir. So, thank you, sir. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for taking time from your busy schedule and to be the guest speaker at our webinar. Your presence and words helped us understand the topic in the best possible way. So, as sir presented us, I can say that an intelligent road transportation system is an advanced application which aims to provide innovative services related to different modes of transport and traffic management and enable users to be better informed and make safer, more coordinated and smarter use of transport networks. One more thing, feedback form needs to be submitted within 30 minutes after the completion of webinar, else you will not be provided with the certificate for attending the webinar. Now, coming to the question and answer round, we will go ahead and take some time for questions now. And for your reminder, please be sure to type your question into the chat box. So, is there any questions you can write here in the chat box, or you can ask by unmute yourself. So, is there any questions from any students or any faculties? If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box so that I can tell to sir. You can also directly ask sir if you have any questions regarding this topic, that is intelligent road transportation system. Yes, Amir, tell. So I think you don't have any questions. So, sir, is there anything else you wanted to cover before a wrap up?
No, it's fine, but like I am surprised that there are no questions actually.
So, okay, sir. Then I have a question. So, as you said, high occupancy lanes. So, is it available in India?
No,
so
not
high
yet.
Okay, sir.
Plan.
Okay, sir. So,
see, we actually we think we can plan if number of lanes are more. इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम है कि अभी 2 लेन का है तो उसमें हाई ऑक्यूपेंसी में और क्या बनाएंगे. एंड
अच्छा.
अनदर थिंग इज दैट नंबर ऑफ कार्स परसेंटेज इज हायर.
Okay.
In such places, high occupancy lanes will be more useful. Like say, for example, there is in Mumbai there is Eastern Express Highway which is 14 lanes wide. 14 lanes wide का highway है. ठीक है, 7 lanes on one side, 7 lanes on another side. Eastern Express Highway, Western Express Highway दोनों मिलके 60 kilometers का road है मुंबई. So there actually lot of cars travel at some time. There maybe it can be used if tried. ठीक है, तो इंडिया में स्कोप कम है लेकिन हो सकता है, नॉट इम्पॉसिबल, बट लाइक इट विल हेल्प इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यूचर. इट विल हेल्प. सी दीज ऑल अमेरिका इज 50 years ahead of us and Europe is 50 years ahead of America. ठीक है, पहले we are behind. We can learn from the mistakes of others. I think somebody has raised the hand. Samir Raj.
Samir Raj, if you have any questions, you can ask him. You can ask our faculty. So, okay. So that's great, sir. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your presence here. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.
And we will continue the second session tomorrow at the same time with the same link. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you tomorrow. Till then, tata, bye bye, take care, good night.
Thank you, entire HRT team, for being paid to my presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So it's fine, I am leaving.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you can now fill the feedback form and submit to us so that you can get a certificate for attending this webinar. Okay. So thank you, students, for your participation in this webinar. We will continue the same tomorrow, and okay, see you tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you.